regular season by 11, in the postseason by 9. And Petey Lasala wins the opening faceoff, exits clean, feeds the wing, and too high for Schellenberger.
Big time high school recruit.
Here's Griffin Schutz all the way to the cage, and Rupel standing his ground on the doorstep.
But what you lose with...
That's Chorus. He was a second midfielder last year. Now Kyle Long. They look to him to initiate from the midfield. He'll flip it up top, bounce shot and a score by Daniel Kelly. And started with Long, and Kelly tallies his 14th of the season.
The Terps lose 5 of their top 6 scores from a year on this Maryland team. Played attack in high school, very comfortable behind the cage for a midfielder. And you see the head up and the vision. And Kelly is playing in Logan Wisnaskis' spot from a year ago.
But still a very dangerous team. Offense still a work in progress. Defensively, they're as sound as you'll find. Here's Eric Spanos. Finding Maltz, who was a backup attackman last year. Scored 40 goals 2 years ago, and he beats Matthew Nunes. And right now, Nunes' play, the last 2 games, the beginning of this one, it's got to be a concern for...
Scores over 30 goals in 2021 as a starter. Reserve role because of the depth the Terps had on offense a year ago. Now he's back into the mix. The leading goal scorer, and the book on him is Urksa behind the cage. We talked about him being a speed dodger. You don't want to get into the body of a Cade Sawstead. You want to play on the perimeter, use your quickness in your first step. These guys are too long and will eat you alive if you get in the body.
Here comes Urksa. Picked up by Sawstead. You see the respect Virginia has for him. Now it's Brennan against the shorty. Zinn turns, fires, scores. The defending champs, Maryland assistant Jake Bernhardt. He was mentioning to me that while this used to be an old ACC rivalry, Terps haven't played on this field in 2013. One of the things the players were testing out, what kind of bounce can you get on this Klockner field? We've been here enough to know this field, that first line now. Maltz and Kelly playing catch. Still plenty of time to shoot. Erks has got some sizzle, feet inside. Chorus off the side of the net. Nunes will dig it out. Great pass though, and Maryland getting some strong looks.
Yeah, how do you beat the length and the one-on-one coverage ability of Virginia on defense? Well, Chris Pat.
It wasn't from Bodos. Here's Connor. Good look, high crank McConvey, and the Virginia crowd comes to its feet.
Dixon and Cormier. Thomas McConvey, the grad transfer from Vermont, 61 goals a season ago, led all midfielders in college lacrosse. Now he's got a short stick on Manish. It's almost unfair, but it's his shooting ability. The quick release, it just stings.
Here, Cade Sawstead. Spanos has the short stick, Soliday. Shot clock down to 6. Down to 5. Spanos doubled, well timed. Kastner jars it loose.
Incredible. The speed and pace of the ball movement. It is so hard to defend when the ball moves so fast, like it did for Maryland last year and Virginia this year. In terms of
leader in goals, Schellenberger the national leader in assists. Trying to use the pick. Zappatello stays with him, looking for a cutting Dixon. McConvey had it for a moment, knocked into the air, and it's red for Virginia.
Yeah, Red's one of those new short stick defensive midfielders. He was a long stick in terms of his recruitment. His first.
Have you equated an elite short stick D-midi to a corner or a DB?
Absolutely. It's not just the movements, it's also...
Urksa beats his man who gambled, lost it near the crease, and Nunes clamps down.
It's also,
what, 12 yards?
Yeah, it looks like
and
Romar Dennis, right? Romar Dennis in the PLL 6s.
Oh, my.
Fadeaway 2-ball.
Here's Miezon again. Tough matchup for any short stick. Donovan Lacey, grad transfer out of Sacred Heart, trying to stay with him. Cormier finds the back of the net off the feed for Miezon.
Drew at Sunderland did not capitalize on, but this time You show some versatility. You get Maryland now pressing. You're a force from the outside, so now everyone needs to help on Ricky. When you help, how do you counter? With a beautiful pass to Cormier.
McConvey drew the double, kicks back out to Shelley. Schutt's going to work now. Gets free and scores. That is a triceratops going downhill when he...
Midfield performance of the season. You see the absolute speed. Schellenberger right there. That slight little pick, and Schutz really doesn't even use the pick. But the ability to get Maryland thinking that they're going to have...
Up, whereas if the script was flipped like last year, if you're in the ACC, you start losing conference games as Cormier gives Virginia the lead. Well, then those hits, they hit your resume much harder, but right now Virginia...
Father Chris gave him a stick when he was just a young buck. Father was a goalie. They spent tons of time in the backyard with young Peyton shooting on Father Chris.
Going to work on Lacey. Back to Schellenberger. Zappatello's done a nice job on him. Connor. Now picked up by the short stick Lacey. Connor had 3 goals for Virginia in the quarterfinal loss to Maryland. McIntosh to Miezon. 5 unanswered by Virginia in this Klockner crowd.
Well, this can be Ross. You can put him at short stick defensive midfield. Lars Tiffany said no. He's got some offensive talent. We need to just let him take chances. Let him get used to the speed of the game. And you're seeing it. You're seeing the passing, the inside ability, stretching with high bouncers. Decent points. Like you never feel like Connor Schellenberger says to himself, "Oh, I'm not part of the party here. I got to press and do something for myself."
Zappatello has not yielded much to Schellenberger, but that time he found an opening, and the nation's assist leader finds a cutting McConvey.
It's not there right away. That's good defense by Zappatello. But what makes Schellenberger so elite is he doesn't give up on plays and he trusts his teammates. You see McConvey, right? Like it just looks different when 39's defending.
Kelly got free for a second. Now Brennan trying to get past Sawstead, knocked away. Welcome to Jurassic Park.
They might have ran into him a little bit too, but now you got to deal with this Virginia extra man unit almost at 70%.
Almost got one there. Cormier with a rare whiff, and now Makar streaking the other way.
It's like a ball of muscle running up the field with Makar.
Of that call, Cavaliers go on to win a championship, 2021 in the championship. You got Luke Weirman with a shot on cage in the final seconds to tie. Alex Rode makes the body save. Maryland had all the emotion and energy going into last year, and Lars Tiffany knew his team could not match that. Matthew Nunes could not match that from Spanos.
And he's got the long arms and the wingspan. I've seen him use his right hand quite a bit, and this time driving up the left side with low angle. And the jump shot, I think, throws Nunes off a little bit, too. I think that is a well-timed jumper.
Lost a ton. They've had some significant injuries, but a chance here with the extra man to begin the third quarter.
He's an incredible coach, and he always adapts, plays to the strengths of the individuals and the performers on his team, year in and year out.
Now back to full strength as Evan Zinn runs on. Owen Murphy feeding the crease. Nice move inside. Flag down. Goal is good. It's Jack Corus with the tally.
In terms of his ability to spray it from downtown, so he gets the attention of Virginia. All the eyes are on 55, but Corus is left right in front, and initially when he makes that move, it looks like he was going to get the ball dislodged. He holds on to it, but Murphy's.
Here comes Brennan down the alley, shoots low, hit the cage. Chismar had it, flag down.
That's going to be a push on Maryland for 30 seconds. Really got to protect the paint in the inside, but Virginia, as you're seeing right now with McConvey and Schellenberger and Garneau, like they'll stretch you too.
McConvey over to Garneau. Shots on the doorstep. Cormier slam dunk. We called him a walking hat trick. First game back from an injury. He's got 3
weeks ago when Cormier was on the bench with an injury, but Griffin Schutz with a tremendous cross crease pass Those are two skip passes that really broke the defense down of Maryland. It was McConvey to the...
Here comes Long, he's got speed. Crossfield pass to Kelly against Matsui. Urksa again gets around Sawstead and scores! He joysticked right past the...
Back to his high school days and watching him on tape. As a Scholastic player, he was tooling on defenders with speed and quickness. That time, he never lets Cade Sawstead touch him. If he goes into the body there, Cade Sawstead
had the uncanny ability with his speed. He would isolate a defender, everybody would clear out, and we saw him dust some of the best defenders in the country. Nunes the saves on Murphy.
You see that release by Murphy, though?
Maryland wins it back. McNeil could not handle the pass. Shot clock at 5. Long feeding the crease inside. Urksa ties it at 7. The freshman with back-to-back
for assists today. Late in the shot clock, Virginia kind of starts to hedge and show a double. You see all the hats, the white helmets, with the attention on Kyle Long. Late in the shot clock, I think.
Murphy had 7 goals in 2 games against Virginia last year. Feeding inside, Nunes got a piece of it. It's Zinn off the deflection. 9 saves for the sophomore.
You're feeling that Maryland is more confident feeding the inside, right? Back-to-back possessions.
Here's Zinn all the way! A Thanos goal. I'll do it myself.
And Lars Tiffany wants him primarily as a short stick defensive midfielder as Maryland hits the pipe, could have taken the lead. And then the counter, the speedster, the fastest guy on this field is Evan Zinn. And although he's playing short stick D-mini, he's got the green light in space in the full field because of the speed. It's not set. That's the beauty, Anish, of the defensive midfielders as Weirman counters it.
We got ourselves a fun one at Klockner. 8:45 to go.
This is the battle that we talked about. Petey LaSala is known as the goal scorer, 33 goals in his career. Weirman.
Maryland getting its offensive personnel on. Here's Spanos. It'll be the second to midfield. Spanos, Whittier, and Owen Murphy.
These guys are so young too. I mean, you're looking at like two sophomores and a freshman, and Whittier actually is a redshirt.
Murphy gives Maryland the lead.
Get overhand release. He gets Matt Nunes guessing. 2 giants in the programs. Cormier with the hat trick. McConvey's come to the party.
Here's Urksa. He's got 2 here in the second half. Ten and red might hold the key to this offense. Jack Corus curls and scores. And Maryland
on the near inside pipe. But there is a confidence in this Maryland offense. Once again, they get Virginia ball watching. Jack Brennan, he gets everyone thinking he's shooting there. Corus goes behind, finds that pass.
Schellenberger over to McConvey, toward the cage. McConvey diving, does it count? Flag down. Officials confer. The goal is good.
Who was the guy set at the matchup?
Thomas McConvey.
12 and white. He's a superstar. And sometimes he's the 4th or 5th option for Virginia, but he's so slick and gets underneath and goes airborne. That is a beautiful dodge in recognition of your body and the defensive pressure.
Thomas McConvey with his 4th hat trick as a Cavalier. his Vermont.
And this is the matchup we talked about in the beginning of the game that's going to dictate the outcome. LaSala and Weirman. Connor is a pure two-way midfielder.
Maltz behind the cage. 40 goals 2 seasons ago. Nunes comes out to meet him. Long, back to Maltz. Nunes back into the crease. Here's Chorus. He had 2 goals in the third quarter when Maryland took the lead. A hat trick for Chorus, and it quiets the Klockner chorus.
He needs it. In the second half, he feels the pressure of the front side defense right there. He sees the slide also. Kate Sawstead is coming to help.
Maryland has a brother on the lacrosse team, Charlie, brother Will on the men's golf team.
But it was the awareness of understanding where that defensive pressure was.
Kolar, bouncer and a score! It's the Terrapin train in the second half.
Maryland actually has been the team that has struck in transition more, and it's countering Virginia's inability really to play team defense. So kudos to Maryland for making the adjustments, striking in transition, but also with these
today.
And you know what Jesse Bernhardt and John Tillman, Bernhardt, the defensive coordinator, are saying to...
There's Dixon, found an opening, and Connor found the Slim Reaper.
The underrated, multifaceted midfielder in the nation with the eyes and the streaking, far pipe cutting ability of Xander Dixon. That is a Xander Dixon goal.
You said, how do you shoot?
He's back, he's healthy.
He was the best defender at the end of that 19 season as a true freshman.
Thought he was terrific earlier in the season against Jack Myers from Ohio State.
Schellenberger over to Schutz, and it's a 1-goal game. 15 saves now for Nunes. This game mirrors his season. There have been some ups, there have been some downs. He's been strong these last few minutes.
The fourth quarter against Hopkins 2 weeks ago, I thought he was fantastic after a slow start. So credit him for erasing the first 3 quarters.
Erks up against Sawstead, gives it up. Now Chorus, a hat trick today on the sophomore Chismar. Nunes never saw it. Chorus with his 4th, a career game.
Nunes, he shot high. This time Chorus knows he's got the matchup. There's no slide on the short stick. So how's he gonna sneak it by? Nunes stays high, and Kyle Long shot high. This time Chorus, though.
It's over before that clock hits 60. You've got to get it over in the first 20 seconds. We come up on 2 minutes to play. McConvey has a short stick matchup. Where does the help come? Crossfield pass. It's Schellenberger off the feet from McConvey. 4 at the half. Maryland took the lead going into the 4th. Here's Connor working on Nick Red. Now McConvey, left hand free, and McConvey ties it at 13.
McConvey was coached by Peyton. He's a different kind of finisher. Once the big moment. First it's the pass by McConvey, and this dagger of a shot on the run, top shelf on the freshman Rupel.
2021, Weirman punched it ahead. The final face-off of the championship. His shot hit Alex Rowe in the chest. If it went in, we would have gone to overtime. Long toward the cage, flips it back, pass deflected, 2 seconds, 1 second, overtime at Klockner. Here we go.
15-14 on the face-off. It's got a little bit of everything this game, Anish.
Petey LaSala has 33 career goals as a face-off man. This turns into a muck. LaSala and Weirman both trying to dig it out. It's Kohler instead. And does Maryland call a timeout? They'll play over to Kyle Long. Has it knocked loose on the carpet. Here come the Virginia Poles. Matsui shovels it ahead. Comes to Zappatello. Schellenberger rides him. Zappatello falls down. Loose ball near midfield. Carnage. Matsui out of the melee. Now it's Schellenberger. And we got a loose ball push on Maryland. It'll be Virginia ball. Quick restart. Schellenberger to Zinn. Launches. Save Rupel. The freshman. It comes back to McConvey. Here's a chance. Another save by Rupel. Zinn on the rebound. No! Maryland the other way. End to end. Kelly just missed the kick.
He's made. Virginia has made him work for each and every one. That is an elite stop. Overhand lefty release from McConvey, and then the follow-up by Zinn. He made 3 saves in that flurry. You're a freshman on the road against the #1 team in the nation, averaging 20 goals a game. You're supposed to...
Bodies up his man, plays it back up top. Chorus, who's got the 4 goals. Best game of his career. Erkson out. Over to the wing. Kelly shoots and wins it for the Terps.
That went total Spider-Man on the Cavaliers offense with 3 saves, and then the bullet by Kelly, who's waited his turn behind the Tewaaraton Trophy winner, Logan Wisnauskas. He was the backup to Wisnauskas, the hired lefty gun. Well, he shows you he can stretch a defense and he can ice a game.
Daniel Kelly